Hello everyone, we are from Can Indonesia Lead the Global Health Economy, a SWOT analysis of its institutional readiness team. Now, I would like to introduce our team. Aziza Wulandari, Lutfia Ramanova, Eva Sunia Korea, and Dr. Mariam Badrul Munir.
This topic is highly relevant today, considering the rising global demand for halal-certified products and Indonesia's position as the country with the largest Muslim population in the world. As of 2024, Indonesia has over 246 million Muslims, which is about 87% of the national population and 12% of the global Muslim population. This huge number gives Indonesia the potential to be a leader in the global halal economy. However, in reality, countries like Malaysia, Singapore, and Thailand are still ahead in terms of halal export, global certification recognition, and institutional maturity. Even though Indonesia ranks third in the State of the Global Islamic Economy report with a GIEI score of 99.9, we are still far behind Malaysia, which has a score of 165.1. This shows that Indonesia has the potential but not yet the leadership. Halal certification in Indonesia began in 1994 under the Indonesia Ulama Council or MUI through LPPUI with a voluntary system and a single national logo. Following the enactment of Law Number 33 of 2014, the certification system shifted to a multi-automaton involving BPJPH as the regulator, LPH as audit implementers, and MUI as the fatwa user. LPPO and MUI become one of the first officially recognized LPH, followed by institutions from Islamic Administration, University, and Islamic Boarding School. This decentralized and collaborative system aims to improve access for business, especially SMEs. BPJPH assigned auditor Cosperis LPH nationwide to ensure efficient, localized audit while maintaining coordination and compliance with MUI Sharia standard. In 2022, BPJPH introduced a new official halal logo to mark a more unified identity and regulatory authority under the state. Looking ahead, Indonesia aspires to have one official logo that is not only nationally enforced but also internationally recognized as a trust symbol of halal integrity. In this study, we focus on one important sector, halal certification in the food and beverage industry. Why? Because food is a basic human need that Muslims consume every day. Ensuring its halal status is not only a health or quality issue, but also a spiritual and religious responsibility. This is stated in the Quran Surah Al-Baqarah verse 168, "O mankind, eat of what is lawful and good of the earth, and do not follow the footsteps of Satan." This shows how halal food is closely connected to faith, not just physical consumption. We use a qualitative descriptive approach with a literature study method. We collected data from national and international journal articles, government report, and official websites such as BPJH, Halal Ilmi, and kemenak.go.id. The data was then analyzed using the SWOT framework to evaluate internal strengths and weaknesses, as well as external opportunities and threats. This helped us understand as how ready Indonesia is solid, what strategies we need to improve, and how to compete globally in the halal economy.
Now I will finding of our research using the SWOT analysis. First, let's start with the strength. 1. Large Muslim population. Indonesia has biggest Muslim population in the world. This means a huge market for halal product and strong demand for halal certification. 2. Government support and institution. BPJPH and LPPOMUI are key institutions. LPPOMUI is even recognized internationally, especially in countries like Malaysia and UEN. 3. Digital certification system. Online platform like Halal and Sherol make the halal certification process faster and easier for small business. 4. Global partnership. Indonesia work with over 50 halal agents around the world, which help us expand export opportunities. Next, weakness. First, low digital skill. Many small business owners don't know how to use the online system. 2. High cost. For micro and small business, especially outside Java, certification can be expensive. 3. Limited access. Most halal agents are located in Java. Other regions often lack support. 3. Logo recognition. The new halal logo from BPJPH is still not widely recognized internationally, which affect product branding. And now, the good news, there are big opportunities. 1. Mandatory halal policy. Starting October 2024, food and beverage program must be halal certificate. The current strong demand. 2. Free certification for small business. So, program like Sehati, the government provide free or low cost certification and guidance. 3. Digital outreach. With tools like Create and social medias, small business can promote halal product and reach more customers. And 4. Market growth. Halal consumption in Indonesia is expected to reach 282 million by 2025, especially in the food sector. And lastly, some charts we must watch out for. First, global competition. Countries like Malaysia, Thailand already has strong halal system. 2. Low awareness. Some small business still avoid certification due to cost, confusion, or lack of information. 3. Uneven outreach. Most programs focus on in Java. A certain area is still need more support. 4. Technology gap. Poor internet and limited training make digital system hard to use in some regions. So Indonesia has strong potential, but we must improve digital access, reduce costs, and make halal certification easier for all regions, so we can lead globally in halal economy. Thank you.
Institutional Rightness Strategy and Conclusion. Thank you. In this final section, I will explain Indonesian institutional rightness or proposed strategies and finally the conclusion. Institutional rightness signs the implementation of Law Number 33 of 2014 on halal products assurance. Indonesia has shown structural progress. Establishment of BPJPH as the official regulator, BPJPH issues certificates, build system like Halal and ensures halal standards. Collaboration with religious institutions, BPJPH works with MUI, Muhammadiyah, NU, and University to decentralize halal certification by establishing regional halal inspection agencies, LBHS. Digitalization. Halal and Sherol system are useful innovation. However, we still lack enough halal auditors, especially in non-Java areas, and the training is not yet heavily distributed. To improve institutional rightness, we need to train more halal facilitators, establish more regional LPHS, and increase collaboration with universities and pesantren. And then strategy recommendation. To move forward, we suggest improve digital literacy for some stroke training and audits. Standards and subsidies halal certification to ensure fairness. Strengthen global branding with one internationally accepted halal logo. Expect international cooperation through MRAS and alignment with SMEAC standards. Decentralized certification service so that SMEs in rural or eastern regions also benefit. And then last conclusion. Indonesia has great potential to become a global halal hub, especially in the food and beverage sector. With strong consumer demand, larger Muslim population and digital system already in place, we have a solid foundation. However, this will only happen if we improve accessibility, build global trust, and ensure institutional synergy. With the right strategy, Indonesia can move from a potential player to a global leader in the halal economy. Discussion on how Indonesia can shape the future of the halal economy. We are now happy to receive our question, and thank you.
That is our presentation. Thank you for your attention. We hope our presentation contributes to the discussion on how Indonesia can shape the future of the halal economy.